تسمع لنا مباشر عبر موقعنا www.airadio.org عشان تلقى تفاصيل التحليلات الأخبارية.
نتاكم في جنوب السودان.
Yes, indeed, نتاكم في جنوب السودان لكل مستمع في كل مكان. Let us cross over to the Kenyan capital Nairobi, where the high-level mediation for South Sudan, known as the Tumaini initiative, is taking place. The main question we are asking this morning is why the United People's Alliance is still insisting that Tumaini should be a stand-alone agreement. And why did South Sudan Opposition Alliance rebrand itself as the United People's Alliance? My colleague, Emmanuel Joseph Akile, is joined live in our mobile studio in Nairobi, Kenya, by Lual, the Secretary General of the United People's Alliance. Akile, good morning. Yes, hello, good morning, Akile. Yes, Akile. نعم، حنمشي مباشر للعاصمة الكينية نيروبي وحنسمع هناك من زميل بتاعي مانويل جوزيف أكيلي، لكن بس بعض الثواني من الآن. كونوا معنا حتعرفوا المزيد والمزيد.
Good morning, it's iRadio.
نتاكم في جنوب السودان.
نعم، نتاكم في جنوب السودان لكل مستمع في كل مكان. Emmanuel Joseph Akile, good morning there.
Yes, good morning. صباح الخير زميل الحادي حواري. Good morning to all. iRadio. Indeed, as you mentioned, we are live from the Kenyan capital, Nairobi, me and my colleague, Lo Nelson. And as you mentioned, our guest today here is Lual, the Secretary General of UPA, and also the spokesperson, Al-Hadi.
Akila, I hope you get my question. So, I was saying the main question we are asking this morning is why the United People's Alliance is still insisting that Tumaini should be a standalone agreement. And why did the South Sudan Opposition Alliance brand itself as the United People's Alliance? Yes.
All right. Good questions, Al-Hadi Hawari. And the right person to answer these questions is right here with us. That is Lual. Lual, Sabah al-Khair, and welcome to our mobile studio here in Nairobi.
Sabah al-Khair to all the listeners Batana, fi Yakobo, fi Malakal, fi Bantiu, fi Bor, fi Wow, fi Torit, Tumbra, Awil. أنا بسلم لأهل كله في وعرب وأنا مبسوط جدا أكون معكم. I am very very happy to be here. Again, before I answer that very important question from your studio, let me begin by making 2 points.
Go ahead.
The first point, as you all know, that our people have been killed in Sudan. We in the United People's Alliance, UPA, condemn this terrorist act by an Islamic militia that have been killing our people for so many years. Brother Emmanuel, the killing is still ongoing. As I talked to relatives in Sudan. Many of them are still facing the same situation. Some have decided to run away, and they are now between Sudan and South Sudan. From your studio, I call on the government of South Sudan to, number one, make sure that they rescue people along the borderline, and also to evacuate the rest of South Sudanese back home to South Sudan. Condemning it alone is not enough. We need action, and the action are now. The second point I want to make, as you all know, about a month ago, or a couple of days ago, really, the Secretary General of the SPLM, the ruling party, made a remark here at iRadio, which we don't agree with in the United People Alliance. But the most important point that I'd like to highlight is the fact that he acknowledged that South Sudanese have going through a lot of difficulties. There is no salary for the last 14 months. There is no schools, there is no food, there is no health care. The country is very much stuck. It has collapsed. And the Secretary General's solution, Peter Lambert was saying that the South Sudanese who go on for 14 months without salary are the true heroes of the struggle. This is unacceptable, especially coming from the ruling party. Is that the only policy of the SPLM that left, to mark our citizens that war hero by being 14 months without pay? It shows that Secretary General is out of touch. This is someone who eats 3 meals a day plus snacks, and is getting his salary regularly, getting even Christmas gifts and Christmas money for his own family. But for South Sudanese who have gone without a salary, his message was, you are a hero of struggle. This is unbelievable. As we speak, our people are suffering. Kids live without food, families without food across the country. We have to do something better, and this is what the United People Alliance, UPA, is all about. And this is what the Tumaini consensus is all about. Thank you very much.
Right. Now let's delve. Let's answer. I would like you to answer the questions of my colleague Al Hadi Hawari there. Why did Soma rebranded itself into UPA, and why are you still insisting that Tumaini should be a standalone agreement, Lual? Now, let's start with the UPA. Soma rebranding to UPA.
Thank you very much. This is a very good question. When we were invited by His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, we were invited as Soma and other opposition groups. And when we came, and you were there back in April 2024, as Soma and other opposition group, we were actually doing 2 tasks. The first task, we spent so many hours during the day engaging in the Tumaini initiative. But after the meetings of the Tumaini initiative with the government of South Sudan, we also go and sit as various opposition groups, in which there was Soma and other opposition group. Under Soma, there was a real SPLM under General Pagana Momugish. There was SSUFA under General Paul Malongawan, and other opposition group were led by none other than General Stephen Boy Rolnyang. And we focus first, as these opposition groups, are the central questions. Why we have so many opposition groups. If we are really fighting for one country and for change and to make things different. As we continue to answer that questions, it became clear to us that we are really one and one people, and our mission is to rescue our country. And because of that, we all agreed to form one strong alliance, and that alliance, it came not an emotional things, but it came as a result of us coming on one purpose, unity of purpose. And what is more important than anything else, bigger than all of us, is to rescue our country. That's why we form what is known as United People's Alliance, UPA. And we did not only form that as just a loose alliance, no. We went as far as making sure that is what is called Interim National Executive Committee. This is the highest organ of UPA, and that organ, it is led by a General Pagan Amomukich as a leader of, actually is the chairperson of the UPA, deputized by General Paul Malong, the first deputy of UPA, and General Mario Lako as the second deputy of UPA. General Stephen Boyrolnyang is the chief of general staff of UPA, and myself, Lual Dao, as the secretary general of UPA, plus Dr. Matur is a permanent member of their leadership of UPA, and also General Henry Uyai as a permanent member. And after that, we have another organ, part of it is also an interim National Executive Council, and that is composed of 37 members.
And where is Uyai Dengajak from this? Because there was a concern that he was not consulted or something like that.
This, first of all, let me talk about General Uyai Dengajak. General Uyai Dengajak is someone that I respect so much. He's a war hero, a man who has done so much to people of South Sudan, a man who has dedicated his youth life and the entire life fighting for the marginalized people of Sudan. It is something that is someone who is a prominent leader of our country that deserves the respect of each and every one. What happened, it was his statement was taken out of context. The alliance, it is not where membership is based on individual. It is the parties, the opposition parties that normally comes together to form an alliance. And what he was talking, it was a message that he was sending to the leader of the real SPLM, and it was an internal message that was leaked out and was taken out of context, in which General Uyai is forming General Pagan that he will be focusing on the issue to do with the real SPLM. And it does not mean he's against the United People Alliance. In fact, General Uyai was here with us since Oluserini, and you were there, you saw him, he was here at the Gili Hotel engaging with us. This idea of UPA and even the unity of the opposition, he has actually been advocating for it. He's in contact with so many leaders, and we are not stopping here. Our mission is to make sure that all South Sudanese opposition groups, wherever they are, inside and outside the country, should unite under one leadership, and then the government will be in one leadership. So the country mainly is narrowed down to two parties, a party that is maintaining the status quo, and our party and our opposition group that is demanding the new direction and change in the country.
There are questions back home there that why is UPA insisting that the Tumaini should be a standalone agreement, claiming that the revitalized peace agreement has failed, and the government continues to say that There's no war in South Sudan. It has been holding for about 6 years. So why can Tumaini be an annex to the revitalized peace agreement, Lual?
First of all, Brother Emmanuel, when you sign an agreement, there are two things you need to have. Number one, the agreement that you sign should make the life of citizens better. In 2018, our people, as you know, when this agreement was signed, I can tell you their life in 2018 is much better than now in 2025. Like in 2018, if you look at the kilo bita sukar, wala kilo bita dagig, wala rotol bita geshai, wala zed, حاجات كانوا أرخص وأفوردبل للمواطن بتاعنا. حاليا كلام ده ما في. بمعنى السلام بتاع 2018 خلى حياة بتاع المواطن يكون أصعب من الآن. تاني حاجة كمان يعني في 2018 ياس الوضع كان صعب، لكن دلوقتي الناس كان باكلوا. حاليا ما في أكل. في 2018 لما الاجريمنت ده هو ساين بتلقى المواطن يعني الاتفاقيه اتسلف، حتى الموظف في الحكومه كانوا بيصرفوا مرتبات معلش بيتاخر شهر شهرين تعاد شهر وبجوا. حاليا 14 شهر مرتب ما في. ليه؟ لانه اتفاقيه السلام بتاع RRCs came with a bloated government. يعني في حكومه بتاعت اكثر من 5 نواب رئيس 5 vice president. There is no country في East Africa. يعني if you take Kenya for example, it has a population of about 45-50 million. They only have one deputy president. You go to all these countries, there is no country you will find, even Ethiopia. It has probably one of the biggest countries in Africa in terms of population, yet they don't have 5 vice presidents. This idea of having 5 vice presidents, it is too much. And this vice president, really, if you look at what do you need them for? We can have president and a vice president, and the country will move. And we have so many ministers. Everyone is a minister. You know, and many deputy ministers. I'm not even talking about the parliament. Everyone is honorable. Okay? This is not the country. We need an agreement that should focus on making sure that our children are going to schools, there is hospitals, there is road, and there is security for everyone, that everyone is safe and secure.
And you
That's
think,
all the citizens of
and you think Tumaini can deliver
and
that?
that's why we came here and came with Tumaini, that will focus to bring that. Why? Because Tumaini will address the root cause of that conflict in the Republic of South Sudan.
So you mean Tumaini should replace the revitalized peace agreement?
Definitely. Tumaini, as we said repeatedly, it is a stand-alone agreement. But the good thing we did, we agree with the previous government delegation that ongoing or pending tasks of the RRCs, we are not throwing them away. We are bringing them into Tumaini consensus, and from there, with the new provision, the country will move forward. Now from there, we will build, actually, the whole thing about the main initiative are two things. Number one is to make sure that South Sudanese have a permanent constitution. Because since 2005, Brother Emmanuel, we have been using interim constitution. The country needs a permanent constitution, a constitution that will address the issue of federalism, issue that will address all the rights, all these issues that we have been fighting and killing ourselves over it, can only and only be solved through the constitution. And that's what the Tumaini is geared to.
And
the other
why-
thing is to make sure that there is election and within really 2 years or less, because we need to give the power back to our citizens to elect whoever they want to be the president of the Republic of South Sudan.
And why do you think why should the people of South Sudan trust this process of Tumaini? I mean, what's new are you going to bring on board? Because you people are the same leaders who have been there in the government before.
That's very true. Most of the leaders under United People Alliance were prominent leaders of the country. And you know, in Christianity, there is you have Christians, but there are also a group within the Christians that are called born again. Born agains are people who converted into a different type of Christianity. Yes, when we were in the government, we might have made mistake, but time has come for us to reflect. We spent a lot of time outside of the country, and now we are more focused on the interests of our citizens. But how do you know that we are different now? The first thing first, when we start this negotiation, the mediation, the Kenyan mediation proposed to us that the first agenda should be responsibility sharing, power, to give us positions. And we told the Kenyan mediation and the IGAD and all Sandijidi and all the mediation, plus the government of South Sudan, that United People Alliance, UPA, will never engage in discussion of responsibility sharing until we reach an agreement and a clear program. And that's where we have an agreement that is geared toward the interests of the citizen. For anything, we have called for a donor conference, and we met with one of European country, and they agreed to facilitate and host that donor conference. That donor conference alone, Brother Emmanuel, will bring billions of dollars, and those money will be managed by the donors and a joint account that everyone will be there. The purpose of those money will be making sure people's salaries are paid, our people are really getting food, there is schools, there's healthcare, and so forth. This what clearly show we are not, Tumaini is not about position. Really, we can easily even sign this agreement with the government if we agree on what to be done, and we don't even have to be in position, so that citizens should not fear us that if we come back, we will be in power and we'll forget. No, we will be a party to the agreement and demand the implementation of the agreement with our citizens. And this agreement, when it is signed, it will be owned by our people. It is going to be their agreement. We will work with them to make sure that this agreement is implemented entirely, and the country will move for fair and credible elections.
What are we expecting to happen today and this week in general? Like, I understand last week there was a presentation from the government, and I understand the opposition is supposed to also, the opposition responded. So what is happening today or tomorrow?
Well, based on my experience on the negotiation, always first week tend to be intense and a lot of arguments, and when we come to second week, people will cool down and now will embark on issues. I believe from this week, at least from the United People's Alliance point of view, we are focusing on solution. We are not going to dwell on the arguing, and this is not what we are here for. We will work with the mediation to focus on solution. And really we are going to listen to our brothers from the RT Ghana and the mediation and stakeholders. We look at what is really the way forward. What we are discussing here, it is not personal issues. It is a national issues that need all of us to agree that in order for our country to move forward, we have to accept ourselves, listen to ourselves as brothers and sisters. And this is exactly what I think will happen. And I expect this week to be a crucial week, that this talk will really move to a different territory, a territory of consensus, and hopefully we will be in a position at some point to sign an agreement with our brothers that will address the issue of our people across the country.
Right. الزميل الهادي حواري، نرجع لك في الاستوديو بتاعنا الرئيسية في العاصمة جوبا. ممكن نمشي لفاصل وبعد ذاك ممكن نقدر نرفع بعض من المكالمات. بنذكر كل المستمعين في العاصمة جوبا وفي كل أرجاء البلاد وكمان اللي بيتابعونا أونلاين، ده البث المباشر من العاصمة الكينية نيروبي، مبادرة بتاعت تومايني، وضيف بتاعنا هو لوال داو الأمين العام والناطق باسم بتاعت UPA أو المعارضة الرئيسية هنا في المناقشة أو في المفاوضات. الزميل الحادي حواري لك الميكروفون.
نعم، شكرا هناك لمن الجزفاكيل في استديوهاتنا المثقرة هناك في العاصمة الكينية نيروبي مع لو نيلسون، وضيف حقنا هناك اللي هو لوال داو، وهو الناطق الرسمي باسم UPA، وهو تحالف هناك بناقشين المفاوضات. حنمشي للفاصل ومنه حنرجع عشان نشيل بعض من المكالمات وبرضه أسئلة بتاع المستمعين حقنا اللي بيتابعونا، بس كونوا معنا.
Are you ready to take your career to the next level? The Embassy of the United States of America in South Sudan is on the lookout for talented and qualified individuals to fill the position of Consular Assistant General. Here's what you need to know. If you have completed at least 2 years of post-secondary education and bring along a maximum of 2 years experience in handling regulations, law, public interactions, customer service, or problem solving, this could be your golden opportunity. Don't wait too long. Applications close on day 31st of January 2025. Want to know all the detail about the requirements and benefits? Head over to the U.S. Embassy's website at https://ss.usembassy.gov/embassy/job/ for everything you need.
Parents and caregivers, polio vaccination is here again. It's time to protect your under 5-year-old children against polio. Even if your child was vaccinated before, they should still receive the polio vaccine for increased protection. During this vaccination campaign, a child will receive 2 drops of polio vaccine. Vaccination teams will move from house to house to vaccinate under 5-year-old children and mark them on the left finger. If your house, village, or location has not been reached by the vaccination team, report to your community leader or the nearest health facility. Polio is a severe disease that can cause paralysis and even death to children. Get your child vaccinated today. Polio vaccine is safe and free. For more information, visit the nearest health facility or call toll-free number 6666 or 2222. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health, WHO, UNICEF, and partners.
Good morning, it's iRadio.
Yes, indeed, it's iRadio لكل مستمع في كل مكان. زي ما سمعنا هناك من لوال داو، وهو الناطق الرسمي باسم بتاعت UPA، وهو اسمه United People's Alliance اللي هو تحالف بتاع الشعب المتحد. هو يتكلم هناك عن تومايني ولين هم كون التحالف بتاعهم وشغل السياسي الماشي، وكيف انه برضه تومايني حيكون عنده شغل براء فيما يخص عملية السلام في جنوب السودان. نمشي نسمع منك سؤال بتاعك مستمع راديو، وبعد ذاك عشان نمشي مباشر نسمع من ضيف حقيقي في الاستديوهاتنا هناك في العاصمة الكينية نيروبي. هلو راديو. Hello. Yes, do call us on 0911-986-986 or 0922-986-986 أو ترسل لنا رسالة نصية في تليفون 0913-986-986. هلو راديو.
Good morning, and good morning, Commander Joseph Akin.
Yes.
Here in the studio, Lual down.
Yes.
This is me, David Mogok from Wow.
David Mogok, you're most welcome.
I have some questions to the guests of the studio in Nairobi. Number one, Mr. Lual, there was one time he was spoken last week. They draw a red line that the RRC should not be annexed to the agreement of Tumaini. That is already a stand-alone agreement. That means if the government will not accept what you are proposing, there will be no agreement. Is that what you mean? Or is that the meaning of the government? My question was,
yes. Hello, David Mogok. Hello. Yes, we are facing some difficulties in terms of communication with David Mogok there from Wow. But the first question was clear there to Lual. Hello, radio.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
هذا هارم معك سليمان من حيدراوة.
سؤالك مباشر سليمان.
يا شكرا لديب بتاعنا هناك في الاستديو الأسبوع الأول. أنا داير أتكلم كده أنتوا ما تكابسنا يا ألبان.
سؤالك مباشر يا سليمان.
مو بتريد بتاعنا.
سليمان. سليمان.
سؤال
ما خلاص أنا هنا ما هنا عشان نشخصن الحاجات. سؤالك مباشر لو سمحت.
السؤال بتاعي.
تفضل سؤالك مباشر.
يا لوال سلام بيجي كيف لو ما في تنازلات؟ لأنه أنتوا ما عايزين تنزل في مواقف حقكم كحكومة ولا كمواردة. سلام بيجي كيف؟ لأنه أنا بعرف مثلا سلام بيجي لازم يكون في تنازلات. سؤال نمرة 2 كان سلام ده فاصل مثلا ما جاء. أنتوا بتعتقد بأنه إحنا بنموت كلنا كشعب جنوب السودان؟ إحنا ما بنموت كلنا. شكرا.
شكرا جزيلا لك. هلو يا راديو. يس هلو. هلو يا راديو. هلو.
الو صباح الخير الاستاذ عواري.
صباح النور، اسمك وسؤالك مباشر لو سمحت.
انا يفرض بانجان.
سؤالك مباشر.
انا داير وجه سؤالين للناطق الرسمي في المجموعه اللي تكونت قبل فتره. انا بشوف انا لو لاحظ ان الناس الموقعين على الناس المسلمين المجموعه ده دول كانوا شغالين قبل كده.
سؤالك مباشر يا دي فرد بانجان. انا ما داير تعليق، داير سؤال مباشر.
سؤال مباشر. هل تعتقد ان التمايين ده هيكون بديل للاتفاقيه 2018 والا حكومه هو هينفذ الاتفاقيه ده؟ انا اشوف اتفاقيه هيمر بنفس الاتفاقيه 2018. ضمانات شنو؟ ضمانات بتاعتكم شنو؟ انه حكومه لو وقعت معه اتفاقيه هينفذ الاتفاقيه بالتمايين. شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا جزيلا لك. هلو يا راديو.
الو صباح الخير.
صباح النور.
معك دين سانتو فواو.
تفضل يا دين سانتو.
انا بسلم لضيف العزيز عليك.
سؤالك مباشر يا دين سانتو.
سؤال لضيف فقط داو. هل انت بعد ما جماعه كلكم كما في مناطق كانت معارضه للحكومه وده توم بسريلو والرئيس الحياة كان بتاع رجال لسه الخلا ده، هل كلكم بتفقدوا عشان تحلوا مشكلة بتاع جنوب السودان؟ وهل سؤال بالاثنين أقودة وبسريلو موافق يتنازل من كان عنده قضية بتاع بتفرد كلام أعرابي بتاع جنوب؟ شكرا جزيلا.
شكرا جزيلا لك دين سانتو من واو. هلا راديو.
معك ستيفن من جوبا.
تفضل يا ستيفن.
سؤال مباشر لناظر. هل هو مشارك في انتخابات ولا ما بيشارك؟ لو ما بيشارك مقالات تراجع تعمل سيرين ثم ما عمل كامبين. الان كان هل ما بيشارك؟ ما عشان كان اتفاقيه براء بيدعم كويس. الان كان ما بيشارك يا بيصير نظامه.
شكرا جزيلا لك.
اوكي.
هلا راديو. هلو. Yes, Iman Al-Jazaf Akile. نعم أكيلة.
نعم yes
over to you there.
هادي حواري نعم Alright, شكرا جزيلا زميل الحاج الحواري. عندنا عدد من الأسئلة. ديفيد ماغوك، عندنا سليمان، جان فروك بانجان من بي او سي في جوبا، دينغ سانتو، وكمان ستيفن لوال داو هو كان برضو قاعد يكتب أو يشيل بعض من الأسئلة ده. عندنا حوالي 12 دقيقة عشان نختم، وممكن نسلم لك الميكروفون لوال داو جاب لي بعض من الأسئلة.
شكرا أستاذ الهادي هواري والأستاذ إيمانويل وأخواني في جنوب السودان السالوا أسئلة والناس ما لقوا فرصة يسألوا. ده نقول لكم thank you very much. These questions are very important questions, and I can feel I want to tell you that we in the United People Alliance UPA, we feel your pain, we feel your suffering, we clearly see why you are asking these questions. David asked a very important question and actually has narrated what I stated last week. That let it be known that Tumaini initiative is a stand-alone agreement. It cannot and will not be an annex to a failed RRCs. This is something I said, and this has remained to be the position of the United People's Alliance. And we are saying this really because we want to make sure that any agreement that we reach here في العاصمة الكينية Nairobi will be the last agreement to be negotiated outside the country. We as South Sudanese are capable of sitting in our home and solve our problems in our soil. And this requires us to think out of the box so that we arrive to an agreement that we will all be proud of and happy with. أخونا سليمان شوية كان زعلان وعنده حق طبعا. شعب تعبانين يعني وشعب تعبانين وده حق بتاعهم يزعلوا سواء كان مننا في المعارضة وبالأخص ناس المسؤولين في الدولة لأنه لما زول يقعد في وضع اللي هو قاعد فيه في جوبا ولا في ملكال ولا في محل في جنوب السودان ده وضع بخلي زول يزعل. لكن بقول له يا سليمان نحن ما يعني عارفين انه لما نجي في المفاوضات عبارة عن take and give في تنازلات. ونحن مع الوفد الحكومي السابق قعدنا وقدمنا تنازلات كبيرة جدا، وفي النهاية قدرنا نصل ل 8 بروتوكولات، و8 بروتوكولات المفروض يتم توقيعها يوم 15 شهر 9. ده كله عبارة عن تنازلات. ولكن الحكومة أولا مشي وعمل اكستنشن ل RRCs. تنهاية جو completely reneged from the Tumaini protocol that we agree with them. These were not our protocols. These were the protocol that it was an agreement between the United People Alliance, the government of South Sudan, and stakeholders. Now they left them. They don't want to be. That's what happened. But after all that, as you put it, salam, ibara, and tanazulat. ونحن لو حكومة بقى جادي في بحث عن الحل, I am sure we will be in position to compromise and move forward. Banjang, first of all, Banjang, let me greet you.
ممكن تجاوبوا بالعربي ذاته.
بانجان خلينا نسلم عليك ونسلم للناس بتاعنا في بي او سي في جوبا وفي واو وفي ملكال. انا عارف انتوا تعبانين شديد قاعدين من سنه 2013. يعني يمكن لو في جنة ودو بي او سي بتاع UN ده كان عمره ولا عمره 2 في 2013. حاليا جانا ده عمره يمكن 14 ولا 15 سنة. ده وضع نحن يعني كقيادة سياسية في البلد متعصبين شديد. ولكن ده نقول لكم انه اتفاقية اللي نعمله ده اتفاقية لازم يحل مشاكل بتاع الناس بتاعنا. مشاكل الخلافات بين القبائل وخلافات بتاع كتر راسلينج ومشاكل بتاع ناس في بي او سي، لانه انتوا ناس يعني جنوبيين، ناس بتحبوا الشغل، ناس يعني لو زور رجع بلد بتاعه ممكن يزرع، ممكن يربي بقر بتاعه، ممكن يمشي يفتش سمك لو في امن في البلد. فانا باكد لك انه تومايني انيشيتيف اي اتفاقيه اننا وقعناها مع الحكومه، اولا ان نملكوا للشعب، ده بكون اتفاقياتكم، ولو الحكومه ما نفذوا انتم كشعب هتطالبوا حكومه لتنفيذ الاتفاقيه.
ويتكلم برضه الموضوع بتاع الضمانات، ضمانات شنو انه الاتفاقيه ده حيكون فرق مثلا من ريفايتالايز بيس اجريمنت؟
يس الضمانات طبعا، الضمانات انه نحن في تومايني عندنا ضمانات داخليه. اول حاجه we have suggest حاجه اسمه National Leadership Council. National Leadership Council is a forum اللي بيجيب all the leaders of various political parties to sit on monthly basis as leaders of the country to, if there is a problem, it is addressed there. If the issue of the money, they will go and look for money. If anything will be done, this is an internal mechanism. Also, another guarantee is it is sharp at Geneva, Sudan. Once these are
تكن في جنوب السودان.
نعم جديدا تكون في جنوب السودان. وهنا كمان الجزف أكيد مع ضيفنا في الاستديوهات الرئيسية في العاصمة، في استديوهاتنا المسقرة في العاصمة الكينية نيروبي، هو الناطق الرسمي باسم بتاعت United People's Alliance، وهو بيتكلم عن تفاصيل كثير جدا انه كيف الاتفاقية ده ماشي وكيف انه المحادثات جارية وهم كجسم سياسي. أكيد صباح الخير أجين. نعم بيواجه بعض من المشاكل الفنية في الاتصال بأكيلة، لكن أذكر مستمعينا خلينا نشيل منكم بعض من المكالمات الممكن نسمع فيه منك، لكن الآن زمننا بقى الساعة 7:55 دقيقة داخل استديوهات آي راديو. هلا راديو. نعم نمشي للفاصل ونرجع بكم مرة ثانية، بس كونوا معنا وتعرفوا المزيد والمزيد.
Good morning, good morning, it's I Radio.
سمينا لتفاصيل كثيرة من خلال حوار بيت زميلي هنا كمان الجزف أكيلة، والناطق الرسمي باسم بتاعت تحالف المتحد بتاعت الشعب هناك اللي هو United People's Alliance لوال داو، وهو يتكلم في كثير من التفاصيل ومجريات الأحداث الماشية هناك في مبادرة بيت التومايني أو مبادرة بيت الأمل لكل الجنوبيين. نعم، زمننا بقى ساعة 7:57 دقيقة داخل استديوهات ريديو في مدينة جوبا. أنا أقدر أذكر مستمعينا في كل مكان في برنامج تردون الصباح اليوم الليلة
The Dawn on iRadio.
نيابة عن زملائي تشارلز ووتي وأوان موسيس، أنا كنت معكم الهادي حواري. لحين نقابلكم في يوم جديد وتاريخ جديد بكرة. ده نهاية بتاع برنامج دون الصباح اليوم الليلة. وما تنسى هناك برضو ضيوفنا أو هناك برضو زملائنا في العاصمة الكينية نيروبي، هنقول لكم الأحداث كل من زمن لزمن عشان تعرفوا جديد في شنو قاعد يحصل من خلال مبادرة بتاع تومايني أو محادثات بتومايني في العاصمة الكينية نيروبي. بس كونوا معنا، بعد شوية حيكون في أخبار بالإنجليزي وحتعرفوا المزيد.